Before the iconic dark pint became a symbol of Ireland, there was a driven brewer with a plan, a pen, and a 4-acre yard by a city gate. This is the fast-moving story of Arthur Guinness, how a Kildare farm boy helped shape a Dublin brewing dynasty that would outlast empires. Arthur Guinness was born in 1725 near Selbridge in County Kildare. He learned the nuts and bolts of brewing young, malting barley, tending yeast, minding clean water, skills that mattered more than luck. His father worked for Archbishop Arthur Price. That connection quietly opened doors that textbooks rarely mention. When Archbishop Price died in 1752, he left Arthur £100, a serious boost for a 27-year-old. That seed money did not go into a fancy carriage. It funded a small brewing venture. Less known fact that inheritance is one of the clearest paper trails behind the Guinness origin story. Arthur's first brewery wasn't in Dublin at all. It was in Leixlip on the River Liffey. Picture a modest brewhouse, a water wheel turning, and casks heading to local inns. The experiments here taught him scale, consistency, and the importance of reliable water. In 1759, Arthur leased a rundown yard at Dublin's St. James's Gate for £45 a year, famously for 9,000 years. Fun nuance, that lease covered a small footprint. As success came, the business expanded beyond it. Legend or stunt, the length signaled confidence in a very long future. Dubliners drank ale, but London's new dark porter was booming. Arthur studied the trend and shifted recipes. By the late 1760s, he brewed darker, hoppier beer built for travel and taste. Entertaining tidbit, quality mattered so much that barrels were reused only if they passed a nose and taste test. By 1769, casks from St. James's Gate were crossing the Irish Sea. Stable flavor won repeat buyers. Shipping was not glamorous, hoists, ropes, and rain, but getting beer to Britain early put Guinness on a wider map before most rivals had a passport. Arthur married Olivia Whitmore in 1761. They had a famously large family of 21 children, with several sons entering the trade. The home front mattered. Succession planning started at the dinner table, long before it reached the ledgers. A favorite Dublin tale says Arthur grabbed a pickaxe to defend his water supply from city officials. It is a great story, but treated as legend. Historically, there was a real legal tussle over water rights at St. James's Gate. The key point is that water access was the lifeblood of the brewery, and Arthur guarded it mostly with paperwork, not weapons. As the brewery grew, Arthur served in the Brewers Guild and backed civic causes. Then a bold decision in 1799, he stopped brewing ale to focus entirely on porter. Narrowing the menu sharpened the brand long before brand strategy was a phrase. Arthur's name shows up on charitable rolls and parish lists, hospitals, local initiatives, and church life. He built a reputation for steady quality and steady giving. Not flashy, but effective. The sort of profile that helped a business root itself in a city. Arthur Guinness died in 1803 and was buried at Oughterard in County Kildare, not in Dublin, a detail many visitors miss. His heirs scaled what he started. Bonus facts for the road. The signature on modern labels is Arthur's own, lifted from 18th century documents. And decades after his time, the company's love of settling debates helped spark a certain world-famous record book. Not bad for a man who began with £100 and a long lease. Craft, water, patience, and a few audacious choices. That's the Arthur Guinness formula. From a village on the Liffey to a gate in Dublin and far beyond, his story is less about a pint and more about persistence. And that, like a good brew, took time.